the I Like Wrestling podcast.
You see what I did there?
Are you gonna start?
No, yeah.
Are you real right now?
The greatest general manager. Jesus. I'll allow it.
That's peon moves.
Yep, I like wrestling.
Greetings, reports unknown. My name is Sonny Sofrito, and today I am joined by
The greatest general manager in unPOPULAR wrestling history.
and I'm also joined today by
The administrator, Stephane Duviella.
What are you doing here?
I snuck in the back door. You know, you guys opened the back door. You left it open, so I decided to come here today.
I do love back doors, let me tell you. I do.
Oh, God, don't get him started, bro. It's your first time here.
I'm so used to seeing a tiny version of your face on my cell phone after Monday Night Raw. It's weird to see you live, and you're a full-grown man person.
Definitely. I think that it's time that I get more exposed to the world. You know, I'm coming out. You know, I'm just like trying to look at new things, see new people, talk about great things.
Don't say coming out to Teddy.
Don't say coming out to
He
Teddy.
also said expose.
No.
Wait,
Wait.
Yeah, because that's going to lead to a
prompts something
whole
different.
different. That's going to happen. Yeah, that's
I
going.
thought you were a tiny person, but you're actually a real-size human being person. I'm very happy for this.
Dude, just because he's on a tiny screen on your and a tiny window on your phone doesn't mean that he's a tiny person.
I assume that's how iPhones work, Sonny. That's why I thought.
I mean, that's why I got a Galaxy now. So it's
Oh.
I had to switch
Yo,
over.
you-
I definitely had to
Yo,
do it.
you
you know
a
that?
traitor, bro.
I really am, and I'm so sorry, but I have it now. Like
No,
it's
it's the
beautiful.
right
it's the
deci- it's
Note
the right
9.
decision.
It's
It's the
like
right
I
decision.
literally felt so good in T-Mobile because I know that the audio malfunctions are not my fault anymore.
I'm being held captive by iPhone.
So,
it's called Stockholm Syndrome.
So, I want to thank Stephane for being here for his first and
Oh, is
last
this
time.
it? That was your first and last day, sir.
First and last, really?
First
You're
and
kicking
last.
me out already?
Sonny drops the axe very quickly, as some of my co-hosts.
But you're the general manager. Why is he dropping axes?
It's merely a figurehead's position.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a position where I get head. Sonny,
No, it is not.
I don't know what you do, but I certainly do, Sonny.
Whoa.
Shout out to where we film. Okay. Sonny, we had Raw, we had Smackdown, but did any of you check out one halftime heat? It happened during the halftime basketball show. Did you watch?
No. It was
What?
It was at halftime of the Super Bowl.
I
Which was
said
horrible,
that.
by the
That's
way,
what I
everybody.
said. Basketball.
It was horrible.
No,
That's what I said.
football.
Yes, it was Super Bowl.
Yeah,
It was the
yeah.
3-13. You know, the Patriots versus the other team that nobody cared about because they lost.
Patriots versus the Rangers, right?
The Rangers or the Rams?
Well, all I'm gonna say is this: I was really happy that the Patriots won.
Were you?
I was
Yeah.
really bored. I was
No,
really
I
bored.
was extremely happy because I won $260.
Shout out Sonny winning $260.
Gambling is a terrible addiction.
Hey man, I tried doing I tried a betting app and it worked, and I got 53 to 1 odds.
I mean, but did we bet on halftime heat though? Like who?
If
I
it was
wanted to bet
available,
on
I
it.
would have.
Definitely wanted to bet on
Meanwhile,
it.
Sonny pays us in bazooka gum, and he's gambling away our winnings.
Yikes,
My
Sonny.
God.
It's not bazooka gum.
Bubble yum?
What's your fresh?
Oh,
Big Red?
double mint.
I bought it at Jack's.
Oh,
It was
oh yes, shout out to
bootleg.
Jack's on
It was 2 for
33rd Street. Yes, he buys us off-brand gum. That's how we're paid here on this podcast.
Yikes.
Well, yeah,
Yikes.
of course.
Well, in any event, for people who actually get paid for that craft, NXT halftime heat was amazing.
Yeah, actually it was because I was watching the halftime show while I was watching the halftime heat. Like I actually took a picture of it, and I had my phone and I had the TV, and I was like, oh yeah, watching both.
He sent it to the unpopular reviews guys, and we were looking at it, and it
Yeah.
was like all in the comments like, Sonny, really? Really?
Hey, I'm spending time with Allison. We're looking at Maroon 5. We're singing along, but at the same time, I'm looking at halftime heat. Like, yeah, wrestling fan. So I stayed true. I'm multitasking, and I'm making sure that I take care of all my priorities.
Shout out Vinnie Mac for multitasking.
Shout out to the Vinnie Mac of podcast. That is you, Sonny.
Oh, thank you. I guess.
So, we had one Velveteen Dream, also teaming with one Aleister Black, taking on Mr. Gargano,
Wait.
Adam Cole,
You forgot-
and
you forgot
one
somebody. You forgot
Ciampa.
somebody.
I don't think I did.
You did.
I don't
You said
think I did.
it was a handicap match?
No,
No,
it was
you-
I
you
said
forgot.
you
Did I?
said yeah.
Yeah.
You forgot Ricochet.
Oh, Oh, that's right.
Former North American champion, Ricochet.
Ah, yes.
Aren't you a fan of Ricochet?
He's a
I
huge
don't
fan of
think I
Ricochet.
ever said that, Sonny. I don't recall it.
I remember someone sliding in the VIP suites of Barclays Center when he won that championship.
Oh, really?
What Kervin does is Kervin's business, and I support anything Kervin does because he's a very nice boy. But Sonny, I don't quite remember the match going that way. But in any event, the match was great. It was great. What do you gentlemen think of that match? Did you watch it? Did you watch?
It was good.
Completely amazing. I think that those guys are the top 1% of NXT, not to be confused with EC3, who's now on the main roster, but literally they are amazing at what they do. The selling was amazing. The moves were amazing, and just allowing Velveteen Dream to pick up the win, I think was a great decision on their part because everybody feared that Velveteen Dream was being buried.
He's delish.
Yeah.
Shout out to Velveteen Dream.
Dude, shout out to the Velveteen Dream. I love him.
And his boy George hat.
Oh, Sonny. He was dressed impeccably at NXT Phoenix.
His theme song should have been "Come, chameleon."
Shout out to boy George. But yes, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I watched NXT just for this, and I'm always blown away by NXT. But I have to give an honorable mention to the best performer in that match, that referee, Jessica Carr. She is the female ref of NXT. She can't be any more than maybe 25, 26,
Probably not. She doesn't look it.
She doesn't look it. She has the ring withal of an experienced ref, like a Mike Chioda, Dave Hebner. Like, she's everywhere. She gives you good facial expressions.
And she's beautiful.
She's beautiful. She's right there. She's never a slow count. Like, it's like, wow, where did they get her? Yeah.
A lot of respect to her. I was
Absolutely.
actually pleasantly surprised to see that she was reffing the match.
It was great.
Yeah, it was a really nice thing, for anyone that's a fan of women progressing. I think it's a great situation to see women in different lights that you wouldn't normally see them in, and I thought it was an amazing thing because it's something for little girls to aspire to, that they can actually say, "Oh, I could be that." So I think that was a great move.
Absolutely. I've only ever seen one female referee do a men's match, and that was when Jackie, one time, she was a referee. This was many, many years ago. Shout out to the WWE Hall of Fame and Women's Champion, Jacqueline. She refereed a men's match. But normally, Jessica Carr of NXT, she does the ladies' matches. But to see her out there with these 6 gentlemen, and here is why I think she was amazing during that match. Her focus was laser sharp. She was not distracted. Because if I were the referee, I would have fucked everyone in that ring. And that's just what I'm saying.
That's how the match would have ended?
Everyone would have got their knob swabbed. Everyone. Live
Teddy,
on the
really?
WWE Network. In the words of Ric Flair, you can't be first, but you can be next. Everyone would have got fucked in that ring. I'm sorry. Her focus was laser sharp.
I don't know how to respond to that,
Those
Sonny.
are the words and opinions
I'm
of
praising
Teddy.
her. I'm praising her.
And they do not represent the thoughts or
can't even
opinions
praise
of, yep,
this
I like
disclaimer.
wrestling.
You can't even
At
praise
all,
nobody.
whatsoever.
Sonny, I'm praising Jessica Carr. What did I do?
Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer.
What you got against women? Jeez. In any event,
Yeah, okay.
I want to bring something to the thing. There
To
was
the
a
thing?
spot to the thing, to the
the thing?
forefront. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
There was a spot
Use
where
words, pal.
Yes,
Pronouns.
the gentleman was on his knees, and then 3 men kicked him in the head at once.
That was an amazing
So
spot.
that was Ricochet.
Yes,
really?
that was.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember his
you,
name.
you have to keep practicing it.
I
Say,
do,
to say it
I
with
do.
me.
I have to learn-
Ricochet.
Ricochet? I'm sorry.
No,
I
no,
feel
no,
like
no.
I've
It's
heard-
Ricochet.
what
This has nothing to do with dicks.
I'm sorry.
It's Ricochet.
Are you sure?
I'm completely
This
sure.
is Buddy Murphy.
Exactly.
Oh, shout out to Dick Dick. With his new tag partner, Chumpa Dick. I'm very proud of them. I'm very proud of them. But in any event, that's a great spot.
And
but
in-
they stole that spot from an indie, and you know who took that? One Maria Kanellis. That is
Yeah.
her spot. She was kicked 3 times in the head, which explains so much. But yes, so it was good that this shows you that Vince pretends that other organizations don't exist, but you know he's paying attention to
He
what's
watches
happening out
everything.
there. He does.
I think I tell Chris every week. Vince watches everything and
has
everyone,
to.
and some of the spots that you saw. There was a New Japan spot in one of the matches, and it was I will believe it, Ospreay and Kota Ibushi spot that they redid in WWE, and I saw that spot and the way WWE did it versus the way New Japan did it. I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Some things they can't do, but that spot
tried.
at halftime heat was completely amazing when Ricochet got kicked in the head. I'm pretty the Ricochet, the former North American
And I
champion. He was
have it written here.
it's
but
like the second North American champion. I think Adam Cole
Yes.
was the first one.
Adam Cole, baby. Yes, he's Michael Cole's son.
I'm just laughing at the fact that you now are acting like Judas to Ricochet.
He turned his back on Ricochet. It's just
Yeah.
like Ricochet lost that championship.
one
He
loss.
says he lost your respect along with the
I
championship.
don't ever
didn't you?
remember
all
actually saying I like Ricochet.
All I
you
know
said
is
you
that
love
if he
Ricochet.
What
wins,
episode was this?
when
Sonny?
he wins the NXT Championship, I don't want to hear shit from you.
Sonny, I don't ever recall saying I liked it, but if you could call up the episode where I said that, I'd be pleasantly surprised.
Episodes,
There was
plural,
more than one.
plural.
Are you sure that wasn't
That's
Tara?
it,
She and I have a very similar voice.
You guys do, but
I'm not doing this with you, Sonny. But yes, that was a great halftime heat. Aleister Black's roundhouse kick is amazing. Everyone got their head knocked off by Aleister Black. It was amazing.
Fade to black. Fade
Oh,
to black.
God, I would love to fade to black with him.
Really?
Repeatedly.
Really?
Yes.
That ties into him fucking everybody in the ring, guys.
Yes. And here's the bad part of that.
again, those are the thoughts and opinions of Teddy, and they do not represent the thoughts or opinions of Yep, I Like Wrestling.
Or
in
unpopular
Black
reviews.
History Month, Sonny, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm getting it in Black History Month?
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus. So here's the one bad part of that match. After Velveteen won, the camera pans to the front row. And who's sitting there but the fucking ho-hopper herself, Casey Contazaro. I don't know. Who let her in the front row? Like,
Just a moment, but why is she a hoe hopper?
she's a bit of a ho-hopper.
Why?
First of all, you
Why?
work here. Why are you? You're supposed to be in the back practicing.
But I mean, she's an NXT superstar. She's free to watch some matches
Okay,
when she's
let's
not
not
doing
use the
anything.
word superstar so loosely.
I mean, it's
okay,
not, I don't know.
let's put star as the most. I
She's
will
a
give
star.
her.
Okay.
What was
okay.
she doing in the front row?
I mean,
besides
she
begging
was-
for spare change.
I
Shout
mean,
out to
she
Tammy
was- She
Lindsay.
was probably watching her man. You know, the guy that's name you can't remember.
Yeah, because you know,
Rick Johnson. I feel like I said it right this time.
No, Ricochet.
Damn.
listen,
Yes.
Casey Cantanazaro,
What?
Cantanazaro,
Speak up. I can't hear you. What?
Cantanazaro.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yes. She was in the front row, and immediately my Roku died. And I'm not going to say those two things were
Damn.
together, but that's what happened. Like, the camera hit her, and my Roku went off.
Are you sure you didn't hit the button?
I may have, but that's beside the point completely.
Yeah. I'm sure you hit the button, or you actually threw it at your TV, which is now why you have to go to Best Buy.
Oh,
Yikes.
shout out to Best Buy.
Shout out to
Everything
the
is hideously expensive.
Very true. That's why I prefer Amazon, where you could get the Yep I Like Wrestling sweatshirts,
My
as
t-shirt.
well as the T-shirt that says disclaimer, which is why I keep on disclaiming Teddy.
Yes, you can be the general manager of your own house, and you will be paid as I am by Sonny equally. Now, speaking of people
I
who
pay
will
you
be
nothing.
Exactly. Speaking of people who are leaving soon, like myself. Itami has been released from WWE.
Yeah,
Did I
man.
read that correctly?
You definitely read that correctly.
Yep.
Funny, I can remember his name, but not that other black guy's name.
I mean, it's Ricochet, but just to get off the subject of Ricochet, it's Tommy who has in Japan went as Kenta, who was one of the most dynamic superstars in Japan. When he was signed, there was so much fanfare around him coming, and he's plagued by injury. So most of his career, his WWE career, he was bypassed by everybody in the NXT system. He was sent to 205 Live. And
It
he's
comes
put-
on Wednesday morning.
Exactly, Wednesday mornings. I think,
It's not
right? No,
Wednesday
it's-
mornings.
isn't it?
It's
is.
Wednesdays at 8 p.m.
It's right after Good Day New York.
Shout out to Rosanna Scotto.
Oh, I do love Rosanna Scotto.
She's freaking batshit crazy.
I love her.
Who's the guy that used to be with her? That guy that used to be with Rosanna Scott.
the
Robert
guy that's
Moses?
The guy that got fired?
Greg Kelly. Who,
Greg Kelly that I'm in jail now?
Oh, he's a model now. He thinks he's a model.
who left for a bigger position. Meanwhile, nobody knows what it is.
He's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Sounds like a few of our co-hosts. But continue, sir. You were saying.
I
Very
think
true.
that his injuries and everything that he went through literally has positioned him that WWE does not trust him. WWE has a problem trusting guys who get injured very easily, and Itami spent most of his NXT career on the injured list. And even during the Royal Rumble kickoff show, you saw a match for the Cruiserweight Championship, and that showcased just how dynamic he could actually be. So to see him want out of his contract, it's about damn time. I think that he deserves a lot better than he's gotten, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does when he goes back to Japan.
From the moment he came to WWE, it's been nothing but bad luck. It's been nonstop. Like, what was it? A knee, then shoulder, then
My neck, my back, yeah, my crack. Go ahead, Sonny. I'm sorry. You were saying what?
So yeah, he's been hurt a lot.
Well, good luck to him on the indies. If anyone knows anything like Cody Rhodes, you can make a career on the indies.
Most definitely.
Oh yeah, without question.
So, gentlemen, shall we do it raw?
What?
Like yeah.
Man, you gonna start with this shit, bro? Come on, man. He's new, bro. Come
We
on.
have to.
Wait. You're definitely dressed like Velveteen Dream right now, so you're trying to teach us like your hoes, right?
Oh!
Is that what it was?
Shout out
Is that what it
to
was?
Velveteen.
Yeah, you do
And
look like
the
Velveteen.
random hoe trade. Yes!
The hoes.
Hoes. All about the hoes.
Shall we delve right into the Monday Night Wrestling program?
Yes.
Definitely.
And can I just tell you that I didn't know what I was watching, but I was captivated by it and then enjoying it.
It's like sex with my ex-boyfriend. Yes.
I wouldn't use those words. But, yo, man, I really got into it. And it's funny because it takes me back to something that was said when Ronda Rousey first came to WWE.
What am I doing here?
No, not those words.
No.
But
Damn,
the fact that they wanted to do an angle with Stephanie and Ronda, that it was like the reimagining of Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince.
Shout out to the Monday Night Wars.
And it's funny because, they wanted that, but they didn't really get it with the person they thought it was going to be with. No. Because Becky being on her Stone Cold flow right now is really just blowing everything away. And it's like you're seeing the pieces in different places. So it's like now, all right, Becky's now Stone Cold. Now you can put Stephanie as Vince. Now, who is Ronda in this situation?
Nobody.
Is Ronda?
Sorry, she's somebody that the man is gonna trample over at WrestleMania.
No, but it makes Ronda the X factor that maybe this would have been if Brock would have stood around and you had Vince. and you had Stone Cold, right?
But he didn't. So.
But here's the interesting part. Doesn't this possibly set up Charlotte to become The Rock in the corporate
Very much so.
in the corporation?
Actually, either lady could be The Rock. Ronda could turn, since the crowd is already booing her, so the fact that she aligned herself with Stephanie would make her The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Or Charlotte, who's a natural heel, could do it. So either one of them could be The Rock to Becky's rattlesnake.
Yeah.
And I honestly think Ronda's not ready to be booed. Like, if you saw her 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
she got
Boy,
so
it's too late. It's
flustered.
happening.
Yeah, she's so unused to that reaction because from when she came
Yeah.
into WWE, she was so cheered and she was revered. And now you got her in the room with the man, and she got shut down. She was shooketh. They had to move
jolting.
her. They had to move her backstage this week. Like, she was in a backstage segment. This was like completely crazy to me. Like, I was watching it and I laughed my ass off. I sat on my bed and I saw she wasn't out there in the ring after the man put the palms on Stephanie McMahon. Went backstage and Ronda called the man a bitch, just like that, cold like that. Like,
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off because
So did Ronda, because she has no ass. But yes, Becky is definitely...
I'll allow it.
I mean, you need to allow it. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Poor thing. She's going to be out with an illness. She has no ass at all. So, if sooner or later...
I would say her last name is actually Sinatra.
Oh!
Sin Atras.
Shout out to
Sinatras?
Ruby. Yes. So yeah, Becky is, I don't know, she has captured lightning in a bottle, and with Stephanie McMahon, there's a natural, friction between the two of them. I definitely can see Ronda being put into that Rocky spot, because if we remember correctly, The Rock was booed mercilessly when he first used to come here.
Die, Rocky, die.
So it's,
Oh, that's right.
So right there, it's built for Ronda. She may not be built for it, but sometimes the crowd turns you heel and or face when they feel like it.
Definitely they do. But do you think that she'd be able to transition into that role and actually be good at it?
Well,
Because
that's
it's sort
if
of like
she's gonna stay, because I keep hearing rumors in these streets, as Tara would say, that she's leaving.
she's not going anywhere. She's not going anywhere. She wants to start a family. She's made it very public that she does want to start a family sometime soon. But she's not leaving to go anywhere. She's worked her whole
Don't
career.
tell Dawn Marie that.
She's worked her whole career, air quotes, to come to WWE. So I don't think she's gonna leave. There's nowhere else for her to go. She can't go back to UFC. She got her ass beat twice. So she has nowhere to go at this point. If she turns away, she's a housewife. That's it.
Oh!
She did get knocked the fuck out.
Well, on Monday Night Raw, she was suspended by the $1 billion princess. And I felt for her because I have been suspended from this podcast. So I feel for her. And both my legs work. Ask any man whose neck I wrap them around, Sonny. Both my legs work and you suspended me. So.
Those are the thoughts and opinions of Teddy.
What
and
the
not
shit?
The unpopular
Alice,
reviews.
whoa!
You know what?
Whoa.
I'll allow that.
Oh! I'm getting disclaimed. This is crazy. But yeah, I mean, Becky was suspended because she's refusing to get medical treatment. She snatched Stephanie up right quick. Now, here's my issue. Question I will hand over to you two gentlemen. And I'm not trying to sound like a chauvinist. If we continue with this McMahon versus Austin, McMahon versus Lynch thing, are you worried that it can be conceived as catty? Because Stephanie can't work a match. I'm going to be honest with you. She can't.
No, but
Vince can.
No, Vince
I don't
couldn't
want-
work a match, bro.
Vince can work a match. He can work a match.
He looked like he could work a match, but he couldn't work a match. He wasn't that. He wasn't good, bro.
My
like that.
fear is it's going to delve into a catfight spot, which is so below Becky, but it's perfect for Stephanie because she can't do much. But it's going to devalue if they turn it to, because eventually Stephanie's going to fight back, but she can only do the catfight spot. I don't want to see Becky Lynch in a catfight spot. So I'm asking, like, do you think it's going to be limited? Because the Rattlesnake did get physical with Stone Cold.
I mean, it's definitely going to be limited. It's going to be limited in the sense that Stephanie McMahon is not an in-ring talent. No sense of the term is she an in-ring talent. When she got in the ring, Ronda Rousey and Triple H carried her match, and Angle carried her match at WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
She hardly did anything.
She's had
So
rivalries with Trish and Sable and Nikki Bella, and it's always limited.
it's always shit.
Well, yeah,
It's always
exactly.
shit.
But
Let's
the
talk
same
about
thing was the same thing happened with Vince too. If anything, you know, Vince, it became it was never really a wrestling match, more of a fight, or a guy getting help. It was never really a wrestling match either. So like looking for an actual wrestling match with Stephanie when there was never really a wrestling match with Vince.
I mean, at least Vince could convince you. He had that in-ring psychology.
Well, that's because
that he
Vince
made you
works
think.
stiff though.
That's what I
'Cause-
mean.
but, I mean,
But Stephanie doesn't work at all. She's a
but-
fucking wooden plank when she's in there. It's saddening.
but at the same time, Stephanie also doesn't want to hurt talent because I mean, you know, you also got to protect the talent that's
she
making you
fires
money.
talent all the time, so she definitely is hurting talent.
Oh, shout out to China. Now here's my issue
Yo,
with it.
those are the thoughts and opinions of
Wait a
Teddy,
minute, yo!
and they do not represent the thoughts or
You ain't
opinions
gonna-
of Yep, I Like
Black
Wrestling.
History Month.
You can't rewrite
What?
history.
Hashtag Black History Month.
You can't.
What? China's not black.
I'm just telling the people at home what happened,
brown.
Sonny.
He's
You
brown.
can't disclaim history.
You can't. God damn it, this thing.
You can't disclaim history, Sonny. You can't rewrite it. Well, moving on, the Raw Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey, then took on Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan of the Riot Squad.
Jesus Christ.
Gentlemen, shall we?
Shout out to Burry.
Yes. The Riot Squad is now completely done.
I haven't.
I won't say completely done because you didn't see Ruby never went
Ruby
into the
ran
ring.
her ass away because she knew she was gonna get those hands.
But yeah, Ruby fucked up her own character by not.
Looking in a mirror.
God.
she cut her hair without looking in the mirror. You know what I'm saying?
Thoughts and
Just went
opinions of
straight
Stephane and Teddy are theirs, and they do not represent the thoughts.
I got
and
my
opinions
first
of
disclaimer.
Yep, I Like Wrestling.
Congratulations.
It's not a badge of honor. It's
is a badge of honor.
No,
Like,
it's
it's
not.
my first time on the show.
It's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
You get
No.
It's a great
you
thing.
get
I get
your
a T-shirt.
now.
I
You
really
can wear
get
the
a
T-shirt now
I can-
proudly.
I'm gonna buy it off of Amazon.com. I already have the sweater.
By searching "Yep, I Like Wrestling" on Amazon.com.
Good plug.
There's a plug,
Good
right?
plug.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah. So then she took on the Riot Squad, and then the oddest thing, the Riot Squad left, and then they came right back out to take on the Revival. Like, it was weird. It was the weirdest piece
That
of
was
booking.
not
That
the
wasn't-
Riot
that wasn't-
Squad.
That wasn't.
Oh, what?
That's the Lucha House Party. Was
Is that who that was?
Yes.
Lucha
I
House
thought that
Party.
was Ruby Riot.
Wow.
No.
No, that was Kalisto.
Oh.
And that was
And
Edge.
Oro
Shout out to El
Solido.
Salvador. I love them. I've always loved our friends to the immediate north
No,
of us.
no.
What?
But then again, Oro Solido. Oro Solido.
So, gentlemen, I have a question, right? So I'm watching this match, and I'm noticing how thick Dash Wilder is. Tell me a thick wrestler in the women's division.
Sasha Banks.
You would consider Sasha Banks thick?
I would consider.
She's gotten thick lately.
She is.
Okay, so that's your pick. Who would you consider thick in the women's division?
Oh, Sasha Banks.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my question.
With Bailey close behind. See what I did there? Though?
Oh, well,
Yes,
it's
definitely.
fucking gross. Sonny. Women touching, that's gross. So, okay, here's my second follow-up question. Do you consider thick sexy?
Yes.
On a woman,
Hell
yes.
yes.
Okay,
Hell yes.
Well, of course on a woman.
Yeah,
That's
well,
gross,
no, well,
men
because
touching
you-
each other.
You just said
Hell
Dash
yeah.
Wilder, so I'm just making sure with
He's
clarity.
tying this in. Let him tie it
It's
in,
called
Sonny.
a segue, Sonny. Learn your craft.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you consider Sasha Banks sexy with her thickness?
All right, it's gonna make Patrick really happy.
Oh, shout out to Patrick.
So I'm gonna say hell yes. Mikaze's doing a really good job. You know, he's putting in that work, so she's gotten a lot thicker.
This is disgusting.
Definitely.
I've lost control of this train. You see what I did there, Sonny? So, Sasha, do you consider Sasha sexy with her thickness?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I just wanted to get into the mind of, my straight friends. That's all. I just wanted to segue there. So if you're listening at home, do you find thick sexy? Put it in the comments, among other places.
What the fuck is this?
I'm practicing for my own radio show when I finally leave you guys. I just practicing my own
Jesus.
thing.
You know,
This
if
is
you need a
Sonny
general
Son.
manager, I know a guy.
See what I do
definitely know
here?
a guy.
Oh shit!
I will leave kicking and screaming from the general manager position.
You do realize I get applications for your position all the time.
I'm sure you do, Sonny. I'm sure you do. I get applications for your position too. Well, it's not your position; it's more the missionary position. But what I do in my DMs is my own business, Sonny. Here's my
Son
thing,
of
right?
a bitch.
I have a question. Kurt Angle gave a goodbye speech of sorts. Yes. And he said, I finally found the son I didn't know I have. Why did we mention him when that wrestler is not here? I felt like we just
Well,
brought him back
he
for
is
no-
backstage.
Is he?
We
Yeah.
don't care. We don't
But
care.
thank
We don't
you.
see him. We don't see him. We don't care about him. And I'm sorry. I'm a Jason Jordan. I'm a
That's his
American
name. I couldn't remember
Alpha
his name.
fan. I'm an American Alpha fan. And since Jason Jordan has been off TV, it has been 110% better on Raw. I'm not
damn.
even gonna lie. I'm sorry. When he was on Raw and
Shout
he
out
was
to
tag
Broken Necks.
I'm sorry. Like,
Cold-blooded.
I'm sorry. And Kurt's.
Rick James, bitch.
Shout out to Dave Chappelle.
I'm so sorry. Kurt Angle's goodbye speech. I've seen Daniel Bryan's goodbye speech. I've seen.
But that was a
literally-
real one, though.
I've seen Edge's goodbye speech, and I've seen
the rated R
Paige's
superstar.
goodbye speech.
No,
Literally,
you just said
I've
two. You
seen
just
Mark
said-
Henry's goodbye speech.
Okay, that was good.
Literally,
that one okay.
Mark Henry's goodbye speech was better than Kurt Angle's. Kurt Angle's did
Mar-
not seem genuine at all. He knew
Well-
he was going to be in a match. He had his singlet on. He was ready. He was like
Listen,
American hero.
Just to be fair, Mark Henry's goodbye speech was better than his Hall of Fame speech. It was that good.
Well, while this was going on in the ring, backstage, one Curtis Hawkins had a heart-to-heart with his friend, one Zack Ryder.
Oh, radio.
And what happened was the greatest piece of business I've ever seen. He complained that WWE spelled his name wrong, and then he himself spelled his name wrong, Sonny. It happened on live TV. That happened. That was a thing.
I guess that's what happens when you don't
So-
win the championships anymore.
Oh,
So-
and that team, yes.
So with that said, you know what I want to say?
What's that?
Suck on that, Sarah.
Suck on that, Tara. She hates when you say it. Yeah. It's like Curtis Hawkins talking to Zack Ryder. It was two losers consoling each other about how much of a loser. It was like watching my ex-boyfriend and his sister. Just two losers commiserating. Oh, Sonny, she was a cunt.
Can we even do,
that.
can we even do exclaiming for
No,
that?
allow that,
No.
sorry.
I'm allowing that shit.
Allow that.
I'm allowing it. I'm allowing it. It's just
fucking
cold blood. It's just
That's
cold
vicious.
blooded.
That's
Fucking
vicious.
family full of losers. I can't stand it. Well,
Damn.
anyway,
Was that the FBI?
that's the FBI. Fat, boring Italians. They're all boring and losers. Yes.
Including the dog?
Absolutely. Even the dog was boring. You ever seen a boring dog?
Never in my life.
So, show him how he barks, Sonny.
Woof.
That's how the fucking dog barked. Like that, the whole family's miserable. But
Put the dog down.
put the whole family down. Just throw the whole family away while we're at it. Yes. But yeah, Zack Ryder and Curtis Hawkins. If they reform their tag team, do you see them going anywhere, gentlemen?
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, actually I do.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say fuck out of here, and I know why I'm saying it, but I'm gonna agree with you. But I'm just gonna say fuck out of here because I don't want to see it. I don't want them to waste any more good talent's time. And with the revival there, with other teams there that deserve that spot, I really feel like they should have they've lost already. They literally lost last week.
256?
You know what?
It's over. It's over. The dream team is dead. Edge is gone. Go home.
You know what? If they get a push, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins or Curtis Hawkins?
Curtis Hawkins.
I'm sorry.
So
Curtis Axel is who I'm thinking of. Sorry.
So if Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder get a push, you know what their tag team name should be?
What's that?
FTR.
FTR.
Fuck the rival. Because that's exactly what it's going to be.
Just terrible. It's like I don't know where they're going with this.
Is it gonna be fuck the revival with no Vaseline? Is that what it's gonna be?
Oh, good. I'll allow it.
Yeah, Teddy Wood.
I'll allow it. Shout out to Newark. Yes.
Shout out to Ice Cube.
Oh. So here's my thing, Sonny.
You know what? Hold on. What's that? I like that throwback you did. I see what you did there. I see what you did
I'm
there.
telling you.
Yeah.
I like it.
Death certificate.
So if they do get a push, that would absolutely ruin Kurt Hawkins' gimmick of I always lose. And I think he's going on record saying is he never wants to win.
Because he's collecting a check. I wouldn't want to win either if I was collecting a check.
But then he's going to drag down Zack Ryder, which is hard to do when you're already down there.
Him never winning is his gimmick, is the gimmick within itself.
But then he's going to drag down Zack Ryder, who needs to win desperately.
But Zack is...
Yeah, but the thing is that Zack Ryder is never on TV, so him being on TV is a win for himself anyway.
That's true. That's true.
You know.
It's a pleasure just to be nominated.
Exactly.
Said every loser ever. But speaking of losers, why was Jeff Jarrett on my fucking TV screen? Was this 1998?
It probably was.
I felt Deborah was missing last night. I don't know. That was the only thing missing from Jeff Jarrett taking on Sonny's boy crush, Elias, over there. Do you still walk with Elias?
Nah.
Oh, look how quickly the music changes.
Nah, man.
He doesn't walk with Elias like you don't walk with Ricochet.
Oh,
Or rather,
yeah,
you
no,
don't lie with Ricochet.
but it's for two separate reasons.
Yeah.
Two totally separate.
For the past
We understand that.
For the past year on this podcast, Sonny has tormented me with his love of Elias. Even when the man couldn't wrestle his way through his thoughts, Sonny was, I walk with Elias. That's my Sonny impression, by the way. Now all of a sudden it's,
Wait,
I'm not with it. Like,
Can I hear the impression again?
I walk with Elias. That's the best I can do. Yes, that's how Sonny sounds in my head when I walk around my house pretending to be Sonny. Yes. So it's like,
Wait, you walk around your house pretending to be me?
you and Dara, I do it all the time.
That's an honor. That's like an honor. You
So
should be
wait.
proud of that.
Oh, okay, so you know what? Let me see how you pretend to be Tara.
Merp. That's my Tower impression. That's the best I could do. Didn't say they were good. It's the best I could do. But so now we have WWE Hall of Famer Jeff Jarrett taking on Elias, who is now a heel, with Road Dogg playing valet, the heaviest valet since Sonny. Tammy Lynn Sitch, that is.
I think I just have one thing to say. Hide your kids, hide your wife. They're taking every main roster talent place right now.
Yeah.
All the old timers. It's crazy to me. It's crazy how you have Jeff Jarrett.
Yes.
After he was blackballed from WWE for such a long time, fired on WWE TV years ago. Go Hall of Fame. Take your Hall of Fame ring and go. Just go. You stuck it to Vince. He gave you the ring. That's it.
He also stuck it to Kurt Angle's wife.
He probably did.
No,
And
no,
it was
he did.
great. He
No,
did.
no, no.
He definitely did. He did.
He's
That's
married
his
to
wife.
Kurt-
Oh, his wife?
His wife is
Okay,
Kurt Angle's ex-wife.
I'm having an Ed moment, guys. I apologize. It's my first one of the night. But literally, like, why is he here?
I don't get
Why?
this either. And I thought Elias was being brought up, but then he took a very bad guitar spot shot. I don't know what we do. We bring these men up to just smack them down for Jeff bloody Jarrett? Why?
Because just because it's WWE logic. It's just cause.
It just cause.
It's just cause.
It was hey, I want to come back, Vince. Yeah, go ahead.
He didn't ask
Gotcha.
Vince. He didn't ask Vince. He asked Triple H. Vince was not allowing that.
Oh, wow.
Vince was going to allow that shit.
But you have to take on Elias. That's my Triple H impression.
That wasn't
That's
bad,
very good.
actually.
That's like rock-esque. Very
So here's my thing. I'm worried that Elias, who looks great in those jeans, I think they're H&M. I'm going to need those jeans. I think he's going to go the way of the Ascension, because once you get buried by a Hall of Famer, you never recover. Shout out to the Ascension being buried by Scott Hall on Monday, the
right,
20th
Get the shovels out.
anniversary.
Get the shovels out.
Just to be fair, Ascension buried themselves on the first night they showed up with that very first promo. And that promo that they delivered, there was no way that they were going to ever come back from it because it totally killed any momentum they had.
But that's like saying Kalisto killed his push with saying, I do lucha things, and then running off. Like
Didn't he trip like 4 times on live TV? He's drunk, Sonny. I'm worried about him. I'm worried about him. But yeah, I mean, Elias, don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan of Elias. I'm a fan of how he looks, but I'm just worried that he's going to be buried. And if he's going to be buried, why not let, I don't know, an up-and-coming talent bury him? Not Jeff Jarrett, who we know is not sticking around for a long time.
That makes me think of a line from Black Panther, bury me in the ocean with my ancestors because they know death was better than bondage.
Oh!
Send it to AEW.
Shout out to Wakanda! Oh,
Wakanda forever!
yes. Speaking of black men, Lio Rush took on Finn Balor in the oddest match I've ever seen on Monday Night Raw.
And lost on Black History Month. He lost.
know.
He definitely lost.
It felt like Finn was beating up a small child.
My
Like
man.
it was just weird to watch, you know?
It was fun to watch.
Shout out to Bureau of Child Welfare.
Oh, BCW! Yes.
Not our friends at BCW, but the Bureau for Child Welfare.
Not our friends up there. And why does Lio Rush have the word moth written across his ass? Why is this a thing? Sonny, I want all my pants to say fairy on my ass now. That's what I want. If Lio Rush can do it, so can I. If he's a moth, I can be a fairy.
I mean, don't
Book
they
that.
already have it?
No, that's inside the pants. Now I need them outside the pants. Book that. Put that in your little Google machine. I need that next.
That'll be for your birthday.
Oh, shout out to the general manager's birthday, which was ruined last year. But I'm not bitter. So, a moment of bitch. I'm sorry, Bliss.
Bliss,
Sorry.
Bliss.
Yes,
Bliss.
I corrected
Alexa Bliss
myself.
fan.
Yes.
Over here.
Had one EC3.
Top 1%.
Yes, he's a top. Yes, I'll allow
God.
that. Yes.
I just ran right into
why
that.
are
I
you-
ran right into that.
Listen,
Like,
listen.
I'm trying
I
my
know,
best to
I know
avoid
you're a
it.
fan of basketball, but you don't have to give him the alley-oop for all of these.
I didn't
Shout
try-
out
I
to the
didn't
New
try
York
hard.
Jets. Yes, I love basketball.
It's football.
And by the way, if you're a fan of basketball, check out Basketball Binge on Facebook and on Instagram.
Why,
That is our
anyone-
basketball version of Yep, I Like Wrestling.
Why would anyone name a basketball bitch? That's
It's
the
not
worst
basketball
thing.
bitch, it's basketball binge.
I feel you've said the same thing twice. I'm
No,
sorry.
no. Binge,
It's
like
these
the
new
way you-
microphones.
Bitch,
I can't
bitch,
hear
bitch,
anything.
The way that you binge watch is basketball binge.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I feel like I was right. But in any event, Alexa Bliss had EC3. He's beautiful, he's perfect, he's stupendous, he's gorgeous, and he's also mute. He doesn't speak, Sonny. I don't understand why he's not speaking. He just doesn't talk.
I don't know. It seems like he has developmental issues.
He reminds me of Festus. Do you remember the tag team of Festus from Smackdown? Remember him?
Oh, yeah.
And he didn't wrestle till they rang the bell. I'm hoping EC3 doesn't have this mute gimmick. He looks great.
Definitely doesn't. He punched.
And Alexa Bliss was wet in the panties. We all know that was happening. You can see how she was leaning.
Was Buddy Murphy backstage?
Dick is everywhere. Shout out to Newark. And then Dean Ambrose came out and began to berate EC1, 2, and 3 and challenged him to a match.
I
So-
don't think he challenged him to a match. He went outside and told Nia Jax, hey, he's like, he pulled the, and this is Black History Month, so this is straight up black.
Shout out to Frederick Douglass.
He literally pulled an OD black guy and was like, I know you feeling me? Nah.
Yes.
I'm not with it. And then
As
he
his
walked
wife
over.
was completely silent in the background.
She couldn't say nothing. Nothing. She doesn't say anything. She's a mute. She has a mental disorder. She does.
You can tell by the jacket she wears. Yes.
I don't understand her. She doesn't talk whenever he's out there. But when he got punched in the face,
but
that's when she started talking. She's
wait a
like,
minute,
oh my
wait.
God, I gotta teach him the skills. Like, shut up.
when he lost though, you gotta hear her. What? Yo,
She sounded like the general manager out there.
I mean,
Oh
I would
my
be saying
God.
what too if I know my husband was retiring and I had to actually pick up the checks for both of us. You know, like actually take care of the whole household.
trust me, homeboy's good on his. He's got money. He's got money.
Not the way Dean Ambrose lives. The way I hear he lives, nah.
Oh yeah.
Is he,
Oh, yeah.
is he balling, as they say in these streets? Did I say it right? Did I say it right, Sonny? Balling.
No, he's giving all his money to Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, you know, because they got higher pushes than him.
Yes, my favorite thing about Renee is her squabbles with Corey Graves. Every now and then they will throw a little jab at each other, and poor Michael Cole sits there very awkward, and it's the perfect piece of business for WWE.
He's like the dad of that commentary.
Yes!
Crew. He's like watching his kids. He's like, you know, the parent that can't control their kids. And he's just like trying to sit there, just like, they're going to tire themselves out eventually.
It's like Sonny with Tara and I. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
pretty much. And every now and then I feel for Michael Cole, and then wonder when is he gonna smack the hell out of him the way I want to smack the hell out of Tara and Teddy.
He won't. I mean, he's
Well,
expecting Renee to go with Dean Ambrose anyway, so he's just waiting out till after
It's
WrestleMania.
because he's not Puerto Rican. Because me, I'm coming close to
Shout out to the Chocleta.
the chancleta, la correa.
Whippa.
Oh, yes.
So I'm not doing that with you.
He tries his best.
No
So,
huepa.
our main event saw one Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin defeating Braun Strowman. And yes, children, you heard right, Kurt Angle. That was the best Raw could do. I would like to jump into SmackDown. Gentlemen, will you join me? Yes.
Yeah, because I was not impressed by Raw.
Yes.
I think every time Kurt Angle suplexes somebody, he has heart failure.
Yes.
I see him lift, and it's like I think that April said this on Unpopular Reviews on Mondays nights at 11:05.
That was the best plug I've heard on this.
Trying, right?
That was a good plug.
Yeah, I know, right? And she said that every time she sees Kurt Angle hit an angle slam, she gets really worried. Like, is he gonna get back up?
This is the last
Can
one.
he breathe?
This is the last one.
Exactly. Like it
last
was his last ride. Shout out to the Undertaker.
Oh, shout out to the Phenoms.
Speaking of The Undertaker,
Who does that?
do you know that he's taking off the WWE on his Twitter?
That's
and,
great. I would too.
And what?
I would too.
Oh shit! Damn, that's
AEW's
fucked up.
out there, so I would too.
Well, he took the WWE off, and now he has some company that's handling his bookings. So now he's open to bookings from anybody. And
What?
Vince fucked up. That's what
well,
Vince did.
Is he still wrestling? Is that what he's trying to tell me?
for
He's-
for signings and what have you.
He
But
still has to make money.
he still got
He still got to
Michelle
pay.
McCool doesn't wear nice things. What
Michelle
money does he
McCool doesn't
need?
work either, so he still got to make
Do
money.
you know who Michelle McCool is?
Vaguely. I
Okay.
feel I do.
Do you?
I think.
Yes, that's Undertaker's wife.
Good
Oh.
for you.
Good for you. Because
And
there have been
part of
some
Team
people that
Too
don't know
Cool.
who
Some
they
people don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Shout
Or-
out to Lake Cool. Undertaker's booking elsewhere?
Cool, not Too Cool.
I'm worried. If you want to talk about Angle's last... Undertaker is one step on a curve away from a heart attack. Like, I'm not even going to say a tombstone. If he steps up the stairs too quickly, he's done. He's
He'll
done.
be
know
under
how
a
she-
tombstone.
He's done.
You know how they should book his funeral? Just have a buried alive match and just throw him in the pit.
Just
have
throw it
some-
in there.
Just
Wait,
put
wait,
the
wait.
dirt on him.
But would he be buried alive?
I mean,
Yeah.
after
It's a buried match.
after
That's the
one
name.
last
It's a
tombstone,
buried
I mean,
match.
Exactly.
Against himself. The
he
Undertaker
loses
versus
that match
himself.
all the time anyway. So
Oh, I got it. WrestleMania. Undertaker versus Life. That's who the match at WrestleMania, the main event should be, and we just bury him. Just bury him. And yes, next to Paul Barrett. Just bury everything. Just do it. Do it. Everything. Shout out to the urn. Remember the urn? Sonny?
Yeah. You remember
Well-
when CM Punk had the urn?
Yes.
That was so
That was a good
disrespectful.
piece of... No, but it was right on time.
But it was good. It was good.
Right on time.
No, Percy Pringle would have appreciated it.
Absolutely. Shout out to CM Punk and AJ Lee. He's married to a 12-year-old boy. I love it. What's that?
I'm just trying to figure out,
Those
like
are the
CM,
thoughts and opinions
CM
of Teddy.
Punk. Man, he's just. I miss him. I hear the CM Punk chants, but I don't think anybody really wants him back. Just to
Except
be
for
honest.
Lita. But no.
Except for Lita, really?
Oh, shit.
Shout out to Lita.
Lita.
Definitely ain't Beth Phoenix.
Oh, she has Edge, who's had everyone else. Yes, it's a circular world, the locker room.
It really is.
But guess what, guys?
Revolving door.
I watched SmackDown, and it started with one and only Becky Lynch. She's everywhere, Sonny, everywhere.
Of course
Two
she
for
is.
two. 2 for 2.
She's on Raw. She's on SmackDown. She's on QVC. She was selling shit on QVC. She's everywhere, Sonny.
Was she
Every
on
time-
NXT?
And now for our next item for sale. Oh,
She's everywhere. She's everywhere. She's like Nikki Bella's legs. They're everywhere. She's Becky Lynch is everywhere. She's good.
Shout out John Cena.
Oh, she can't see
actually,
him.
no shout out to John Cena.
She can't see
Well,
him.
actually, yeah, you know what it is? Shout out
he's
to
not
John
there.
Cena.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Becky Lynch,
can't see
who
him.
has been suspended. No one can, Sonny. No one can.
She can't see it.
She can. She can. No matter how hard she tries, she can't see him.
Or his house anymore.
Or his house. No, Cena don't play that.
There's always one fucking thing that gets me in every episode.
That's it. She can't see him. So Charlotte starts the show, and here comes Becky reenacting the Roman Reigns entrance, and she walks down the aisle over the guardrail into the ring, and security just followed her like the OJ chicks. Like, if she's suspended, you're supposed to stop her. The security is pointless, Sonny. They just stood there.
They're not going to touch the man.
Then Triple H came out. She slapped him, and still security did nothing. It's like, what the fuck are you all securing? What are you doing? No one wanted a piece of Becky Lynch. It was the oddest piece of business I've ever seen. Yes.
So, how about this? If you're suspended, why is your music queued up?
It's terrible. It was terrible all around.
It was wonderful. Like I enjoyed
It's
seeing.
terrible.
I enjoy seeing the man. This is probably the first and only time that I will say this, Teddy. But I want the man. I really feel like that's a thing with
See
me.
what he did there, Sonny? I like him. I've asked you to bring him here before. Yes.
Yeah.
I also like the men.
No. The man as in Becky Lynch, like her.
Right.
Yes.
Her, like the yes.
She
The red
did
hair.
good. She slapped Triple H, and then Triple H berated her like, "You are afraid of Ronda Rousey. That's why you got yourself hurt."
Triple
like,
H is afraid of Ronda Rousey. You guys
who
ask
isn't
me that,
afraid
bro.
of Ronda Rousey?
I'm not afraid of Ronda Rousey because I know she's going into motherhood. Shout out to motherhood.
Shout out to pregnancy.
So then you're gonna have two people beating you down instead of just one.
I mean, probably.
That's how it works.
Because yo, listen, a pregnant Ronda Rousey will still fuck somebody up.
I'm not afraid of
Sure.
getting beaten by Ronda Rousey.
Pregnant women have that incredible strength, but yeah.
But except for like Cyborg or Nunes.
That's a man.
But yes, the man squared off with Triple H. It was good. She is. I still don't want to say she's the new Stone Cold, but she has that it. She has that something, and it's
She's
working
on the same
for her.
level right now.
She's
really
getting
is.
there, And I hate to say this, but back in 1998, she is getting pops that Sable did. I know people are screaming right now.
Nah, man.
No,
she's
I
getting
just want you
bigger
to go to
pops.
YouTube.
She's getting bigger pops.
No, just listen to the pop. Sable was out there getting flare pops in 98. Now, in no way, shape, or form is she on the level of Becky, but for a woman, they were right there neck and neck. Name one other woman who's getting the kind
mean,
of pop
it was-
that
can't-
Becky did.
I can't compare her pop to.
Just listen to it on your Google
No,
machine.
no. I get it. But I can't compare your pop to Sable's because of the fact that, yeah, the loudness of the pop, but a lot of that pop, if you're looking at it and listening to it, it was more like.
Oh, that got creepy.
Yeah, like
I totally agree with
it
that.
was more like a lustful pop as opposed to like a Stone Cold like, yeah, she's here. No, it was more like, yeah, she's here.
A pop is a pop. I'll take it anywhere I can get it, Sonny. But in any event, speaking of weird guys, Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura took on Lou Gallows and Carl Anderson. And I feel Shinsuke does that weird lusty thing that you were just talking about. But I was
Because he was there when Sable would come out.
Shinsuke is so weird with his Eddie Murphy raw suit, with his leather suit. I've never seen a leather suit like that before.
So wait, I got a funny story about this. So I was actually visiting my cousin who was with her daughter, and we were looking, and she had Smackdown on. So I'm playing with my little goddaughter, and she's not paying attention to anything that's on the screen. People fighting, all this chaos and everything. But when Shinsuke came out, she actually stopped and said, and just looked.
It's a weird thing to see.
So it was like, out of everything that was on the TV, that was the one thing that actually grabbed her attention.
Yeah. He's a weird thing to look at.
Yeah.
But not as weird as Lana traipsing about in a boot. She has a full-on power suit, and then the boot, and then the high heel.
Put
Like,
a muzzle on her. She needs to shut up. I don't want to hear her talk anymore.
shout out to the ravishing Russian.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to be offensive or anything, but I just think
Too
that
late.
she, really, Teddy?
I'll allow
Really,
it.
Mr. General Manager?
We don't do that on this show, sir. We don't berate people.
You
so.
know, but my thing is, Rusev was talking a different language. Shinsuke was talking a different language, and she basically told the audience what we were looking at. Well, basically, they want to talk different languages. No shit, they're doing it. Like, you didn't have to explain that to
She
me.
did a weird spot where she took off her shoe, but she didn't hit Shinsuke. She just berated him verbally by shaking the shoe in his face. It was just a weird thing to
She's
watch.
Useless.
I hate to agree with you, but
Yeah, right now she is because there's no lane for her to be in. Like she's kind of like obsolete at this very moment.
Sonny, do you know what Lana spelled backwards is?
Oh man, I'm not doing this shit with you.
Come
right now,
on,
bro.
Sonny. Shout out to
You know
Newark.
what? Let's move on to the next match.
Wait.
Fine.
I spaced out, but I totally spelled that backwards.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Fine.
No.
Fine.
No.
Fine. But speaking of anal, Mustafa Ali took on Randy Orton. Yes, that's happened, Sonny.
Wow, really?
Seth Rollins is doing Mustafa Ali, I'm sure of it. But in any event, Randy Orton is relevant again. I'm very impressed.
I think every time he leaves and comes back, he becomes more relevant than when he
It's
was
the
here
honest
before.
thing.
He has lightning. Like Randy is just one of those superstars that I would never get tired of. I'm never gonna get tired of the RKO. I missed the punt kick, but I will never get tired of the RKO.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of missed the punt kick, too.
Like, could you imagine he won the match with Mustafa Ali and just to keep him out of the Elimination Chamber match, just punch kicked the hell out of him and just left him laying there?
Well, first off, he got, as we used to say back in the day, an eye jammy. A nice black eye right there from Mustafa Ali. So he's no longer pretty. Seth will probably break up with him now. But still,
God.
Randy Orton, as much as I hate him and I say he's boring, then boom, he comes back, he gets rejuvenated, and here he is. And that RKO was entertaining. He snatched him off the top rope.
Yeah.
Boom.
If I was going home to Randy Orton's wife, I would come back rejuvenated every time too.
My goodness. Shout out to Taro, who said he enjoys hitting bitches. I love that. Yes. It's the funniest piece of business I've ever heard Tara
And those
say.
are the thoughts and opinions of Tara.
And Tara.
And they do not represent the thoughts or opinions of your Like Wrestling. Yes. That's right. You could get a disclaimer when you're not even here. So there.
Damn.
I just imagine all the men in the locker room and Randy Orton's there, and they're like, "Yo, man, remember back in the day when we could hit bitches?" And then Randy's like,
Jesus.
Randy Orton's like, "Yo, I've been dying to hit a bitch lately," and then he goes out there and beats the shit out of Nia Jax. Throw back to the Attitude Era.
That was the funniest moment in the Royal Rumble.
She got jumped.
If you saw us, we were here at the viewing party here at Jack Dempsey's, I think.
Yes.
Well,
No, we're at Parts Unknown, but
Yeah.
at Jack Dempsey's.
Exactly.
At Jack Dempsey's, we were watching it, and Chris thought, shout out to Chris, because he thought that Nia Jax getting super kicked in the face was an accident.
No.
And then when she got
No,
super
he meant-
kicked, he was completely wrong. Like, it was that moment that she knew she fucked up. Like, so when she walked down the aisle, I knew we saw something happening. And Randy had that look in his eye. Like, I said to Chris, I said, his feet was out, spread out. He was laid out, and then his feet disappeared. I'm like, he's hitting her with the RKO. That was it. It's over.
Dolph Ziggler was like, "Oh no, we're not doing this," and Randy was like, "Oh, for real, we got this." And then Rey Mysterio, I don't know what got into him, but
turned
he's
into
like,
a
"Yo,
heel. Like,
let's do this."
He's
Yo,
a baby
bet.
heel. He's a baby heel.
They was giving each other dap. He's like, "Yo, best son, let's do this. Do this shit."
Beat her ass.
get her. Yo, get her.
Oh
That's
god.
some new Jack City shit.
Shout-
Like,
oh,
just like literally
shout out
just
to Nia
cancel
Jax.
that bitch. Like,
They did. They canceled her. Rockabye, baby.
Rockabye.
Oh, poor Nia.
Yo, we were talking about
We were just talking about New Jack City. But anyway, Mustafa Ali and Randy Orton were then interrupted by Mr. Doom and Gloom himself, Samoa Joe, who snuck up on Randy Orton, which is odd because you don't consider Samoa Joe able to sneak up on anything. It's weird. Didn't
He
you?
choked the shit out
He
of him.
did.
put him to sleep.
Didn't you hear him coming? Because I felt I did. Like,
No,
you know,
no. You don't hear him coming, but you.
I feel you do.
You
You feel him rumbling.
No, you
I feel
don't.
you do.
Don't. Not at all. Not at
Samoa
all.
Joe's a rather large individual.
I mean, he's light on his feet.
No, he's not.
He really is. Like,
He's
you
light
see-
on deodorant, but not on his feet.
Oh,
like,
damn.
he looks like he smells, Sonny. I can't deal with him.
Those are the thoughts and opinions of Teddy.
I'm not getting fucked up with Teddy.
I will, and they do not represent the thoughts or opinions of your Like
I'm
Wrestling.
not getting put to sleep with Teddy, so that's definitely not. That's not. We don't do that on our
Hey
public
man, this is
reviews.
the reason why we can't have any talent on our.
Why is everyone afraid of the general manager? I'm
Because-
actually sweet and cuddly.
So Teddy, I'm not gonna get choked out by a 300-pound Samoan with you. You're on your own.
Oh, no, I never joke. I always swallow. Now, Sonny, here's
Oh,
my
man,
thing.
come on, bro.
I know
Really?
Daniel Bryan makes
He's
me
very
upset
talented.
too, but
He's
I
very
know.
talented. He's
Thank you.
there's a lot of talent. Strangely.
No, that's not a talent. Stop.
I mean not
stop.
for us, but for him.
It's on my resume, so I beg to differ.
Wait,
Here's my
wait,
thing.
wait.
Listen, let's move on, please. All right,
Fine.
Daniel Bryan, the new Daniel Bryan.
And Becky Lynch came out, and they together held up his macrame belt. It was very good to see the man.
Becky
No.
The redhead standing next to her was Becky Lynch, wasn't it?
No,
No, it wasn't.
the red hair wasn't on the head; it was on his face.
It was an irrelevant.
Yes.
It was an irrelevant jobber.
That wasn't
who was-
Becky?
No, it was an irrelevant jobber.
Jesus, I need a bigger TV.
Yes, you do. You thought I was small. Like
That
you need a
wasn't
bigger
Becky?
phone, bigger TV,
That was Rowan.
Rowan.
Yes.
aka a useless jobber.
I thought Becky had let herself go from the opening segment. I'm
No,
sorry.
she really didn't. She couldn't have that fast.
The half of the Bludgeon Brothers, which gimmick the gimmick that has died.
Shout out to Harper, who has bed bugs. Yes. Okay, so Daniel Bryan and Rowan held up his macrame lanyard belt, and
That
they.
looked like my niece made it.
Yeah,
looks like
it
my niece
looks
made
like-
it.
yeah.
It's like a project at school. Like when you really
At
like
summer
WWE.
camp.
It's like, oh my god, I put together a WWE title
Wait,
belt.
did you guys notice that there was somebody in the front row that had one also?
Yes, because they're selling those pieces of shit.
They are selling them. All
They
right.
really are.
Because I was bugging out. I saw it and I was like,
At the swap
no
meet.
fucking way.
Sonny, at the
swap
next
meet?
viewing,
At the swap meet. They sell them at the swap meet
Sonny,
on
at the
125th
next viewing
Street.
party, you should actually get one of those, and you should try to give that away. Just like have somebody hold that up.
No,
just
no.
like,
Oh,
you know the
Jesus
reaction you're gonna
Christ.
get. Just piece of shit.
They'd give it back.
Yo,
I feel like it wouldn't even
don't
be
want
used.
that.
They don't want that.
They don't want
damn.
that.
They'll burn it.
They would burn it.
Or smoke it.
It's like Stacey Keebler.
You just smoke,
Throw it.
smoking tweez.
They'll
Smoke
smoke it.
tweez.
It-
Shout
it
out
is-
to Rob Van Dam.
it is hemp.
Oh, goodness.
All natural. It's good for you.
Speaking
Stimulates
of
your
which,
mind,
I
man.
need a new weed man. Where is Jack Swagger when I need him?
MMA.
Oh, yes. Congratulations on your win, sir. Congratulations.
With his entrance done by R-Truth.
Yes. Speaking of men in MMA, Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose then took on Naomi and Carmella
And whoop their asses.
and the Iconics. Now, Sonny, hold on to your seat because you're already drunk, but just hold on to your seat. Here's the thing. I'm going to say something that I have never said in my life. No, not condoms. I'm going to say this. The Iconics, when not doing their iconic gimmick, were kind of cool. They did a quick segment of an interview out of character when they were just talking about their struggles for the 14 years of wrestling. And you know what? I thought they were kind of cool. I hate the iconic gimmick, but them as themselves, I like them. They had genuine personality talking about coming up in the ranks of wrestling. And just like that, I was like, oh, so they're not as annoying when they're not doing that whole gimmick. So,
I agree with that.
so yeah, so I don't know. I may have a little soft spot for the Iconics.
All right.
I do not have a soft spot for Mandy Rose. Fuck her, die.
I like Mandy. I mean,
When Naomi snatched her by her hair or over the top rope, I was like, get her.
shout out to Black History
Get
Month.
her. Shout out to Black History Month. Yes. Shout out to Rosa Parks, the first one to bitch slap a person. Like, that was, yes. She made it cool for black people to bitch slap people. Yes.
And this is our Black History Month.
Oh,
moment.
yes. But the only bad part, she lost to men. When has a side bitch ever beaten a wife? Where they do that at?
I mean, all the time.
No, that does not
all the
happen.
time.
Does it happen, Sonny, in the hood? You live in the hood. Tell us. Does a
Does
side bitch beat the wife? Does that happen in these streets?
It has happened.
What?
Definitely
There have
happened.
moments.
I thought as the wife you always won.
No,
Nah,
you always
nah.
lose.
What?
But you take half your husband's shit.
But here's the thing.
Oh, shout out to
But
divorce.
here's the thing. The side chick, she always loses them how they got them.
That's true. For the new side chick comes.
Yeah, exactly.
When he trades her in for something younger and better.
Side chick 1, side chick 2.
Oh, two side. Sonny,
Side
can you
chick
have
3?
two side chicks? Is that against the rules?
No,
Is it?
that's diversifying your bonds.
I'm a plead the fifth on my past.
Oh, see how niggas get forgetful when they in trouble.
I'm
You
gonna
see
plead
how-
the fifth of my past, but as of right now, hell no.
Oh, do tell Addison I miss her so much. Finally, our main event was then Jeff Hardy defeating Daniel Bryan via DQ.
Get
yes,
the fuck outta
that
here.
was a main event that happened.
Get-
And Jeff Hardy, I have no words.
He can see with his eyes closed, but aside from that,
he needs to see his way back to TNA.
I think he was wrestling with his eyes closed.
Oh, poor Jeff.
So I'm saying that
He
we
was-
got Victory Road Jeff Hardy back.
Oh no! Shout out to Sting, who's dead. But yes, Jeff Hardy. He's I don't know.
He's a mess without his brother, isn't
He
he?
was high as horse pussy. It felt like it was just Jeff.
horse pussy.
Horse pussy. It's rather high. Yes, it was. I don't know. And I love Jeff, but that match was a little. It left something to the imagination. It did.
Yeah,
Like his actual Russian
like
moves?
wrestling.
Shout out to the Hardy compound and Senor Benjamin. Remember Senor Benjamin? Yes. So yeah.
Senor Benjamin is like hilarious. Yo.
Wheel of chairs, mower of lawns. Yes.
I love that shit.
So that was our SmackDown and Raw. It was not the best week in wrestling TV, but it was not the worst week in wrestling TV. What do you gentlemen say?
Yeah, I mean, we've had worse. We've also had much better. But it is what it is. But I mean, you know what? It's an addiction that we have, and this is why we watch professional wrestling. So,
Shout
you
out
know,
to Crystal Meth. Yes. Keeping
Yeah.
us awake for night after night.
to get through Raw and SmackDown.
You need drugs to get through them. I will say Corey Graves is he is turning into every week he has gems that he's just
Oh.
dropping.
every week.
And just to think that this man tried to be a wrestler at one point when
It's pretty good.
the magic is in his voice.
Well, the thing is that if it wasn't for his injury, we would not have gotten this version of Corey Graves so soon. So it would have taken much longer for us to get to enjoy this type of talent. And, you know, another person similar to that is also Nigel McGuinness. Nigel McGuinness is another example. He's a great commentator. You know, another wrestler who unfortunately his career ended too soon. And, that's where we're at with him. But he's great talent on the mic.
It's like a happy accident. For
Yeah.
those of you who don't know, Charlotte Flair had no interest in wrestling. She took a meeting with Triple H on behalf of her brother, Reed Flair. They were all at
Exactly.
dinner together.
Yeah.
And I think Reed stood up to go to the bathroom, and Triple H leaned over and said, well, what about you? Do you want to wrestle? And Charlotte had absolutely no desire to do so. Fast forward, she is now one of the greatest women on the roster. So happy accidents. Corey Graves tried to be a wrestler, got injured, and now he is dropping diamond sound bites as a commentator on Raw and SmackDown. I love what he said about Mandy Rose. Do you know why God took a seventh day to rest? Because he made Mandy Rose on the sixth day. And frankly, I said because on the eighth day, he was sick as a fucking dog. Like, you made fucking Mandy Rose. But it's like, he has that Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah.
He has a bit of that.
You know what? I disagree, but it's not because it's.
Let me put on my surprise face. Sonny disagrees with me.
I feel like he has something a little bit more in tune with like Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Really? Shout out to Bobby Heenan!
Because he has a lot of one-liners that are really like sharp and funny, and you kind of gotta rewind it back and be like, yo, wait, what did he say? Whereas Jerry the King Lawler was a little bit more topical, and yeah, so it was more like juvenile humor. Whereas Corey Graves, he has some gems that make you just go, oh shit, that's crazy.
Would you say in about 15 years he will be the new Michael Cole? Because at one point, JR was our voice of Raw, and now Michael Cole is the
if he
voice
sticks
of
around
Raw.
that long.
I don't see that happening, and the reason why is that he's not in the same lane as Michael Cole. And what I mean by that is Michael Cole is not only doing commentary, he's promoting, he's driving the car of commentary in terms of what Michael Cole does, even though a lot of us don't like it, is one of the hardest jobs to do in wrestling, because you have to balance it out between getting the other commentators involved, the color analysts. You have to get the promotions out. You have to announce the matches going forward. You have to make sure you keep. There's so many moving parts to his particular job that.
And don't forget Vince screaming in your ear.
Oh, and to top it off, you have Vince screaming in the air. So it's
And
a very few.
Renee Young giving you a hand job at the same
Oh
time.
shit! Those are the thoughts and opinions
Was
of Teddy.
Dean Ambrose there?
Oh.
Probably.
Those are the thoughts and opinions of Teddy, and they do not represent those opinions of the LA Wrestling at all. So, no, it's just such a difficult job to be able to balance all those things when doing a WWE show. I can't. It's gonna take a special person for that. I think the guy that's on SmackDown, drawing a blank on his name,
Todd Phillips?
Todd Phillips would be
So cute.
the soonest. The heir to hit to
Michael Cole?
Michael Cole. Yeah.
What about Nigel McGuinness? Because Nigel McGuinness is that good.
Yeah, but does he's not doing the lead anchor that's doing all the announcing spots of promo and everything else. He is NXT's Corey Graves, or
What about Mauro Ranallo?
Yes, definitely.
Mauro Ranallo I could see Morrow definitely doing it.
Taking over as Michael Cole.
Because he was doing it before, and he has that balance to make it happen.
Yeah.
But
You may be a little young for this, sir, so I'm going to turn to Sonny when I say this. Nobody beats Gorilla Monsoon
Oh, hell
and Bobby
no.
Heenan. I'm sorry.
Hell no.
I mean, for those of you listening out there, go listen to some of those because that pairing was like made from heaven. Just those two together. Almost, I would say JR and The King, close second. But Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon, absolute diamonds.
Let
Those
me
two
ask you
on
this.
commentary.
Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon being the absolute best, which I agree with.
Yes.
You wouldn't put Gorilla and Jesse the Body Ventura as number 2?
I would say top 5.
Or top 5? Okay.
Top 5.
So number 2 is definitely JR and
Absolutely. That was the voice
And
of my
Jerry.
generation. For
Okay.
so many years, it was JR and the King.
okay.
So, yeah, they are definitely number 2. But it's something more about Gorilla and Bobby Heenan.
Oh no, they're
Hysterical.
absolutely the best. Number 1, I totally agree. I just feel like a lot of people forgot about Jesse the Body Ventura
He had some good stuff,
because
too.
the thing is that
The Body. That's what they call me.
would you put Jesus, Jesse and Vince was good, Jesse and Gorilla was good. Hey Monsoon, I mean, Jesse the Body had a lot of. You know what?
had
Corey
his
Graves is a better Jesse the Body Ventura.
Really?
That's because it
That's-
makes. I think that comparison is better than him being like a second coming of Bobby the Brain Heenan because they have different flows in terms of like where a lot of their jokes come from.
Yeah.
I think that's a better
And
comparison.
actually, I follow Corey Graves on Instagram, and yes, he would be the Body. So, sir, I am now turning to you. Do you have a favorite commentator as of now? Besides me as the general manager.
All right, those are the thoughts and opinions of you, Teddy.
What the shit? You got disclaimed what?
Wow, you got disclaimed over a compliment.
Oh, Jesus.
I think for me, like you said, the voice of my generation was King and JR. I love them both. Their chemistry, the way that they just flow together. They are definitely my top 10. They're my number 1.
Voice of our generation.
Exactly. And everybody after that sort of tried to emulate their style. If you watch the commentary team, they try to throw one-liners like the King, and they try to be as descriptive as they can, like JR. With Mauro Ranallo, though, he is so technical.
Bipolar rock and roller.
Exactly, he is like the most enthusiastic.
Yes.
I would say out of every single commentator, he's literally happy to be there. Michael Cole, to me, he's at the end of his line. He needs to go out.
Really?
He really is. He's tired of it. Like he's tired of the yelling in the ear. He does so much, and as Sonny said earlier, there is so much responsibility that is placed on that man's back from week to week that I would imagine I would get pretty tired of that job too. You were a commentator, then you were a pseudo in-ring talent, and then you go back to being the lead for Raw. So he's out. He's viraling out, and at this point, there are potential candidates, but I'd say Morrow definitely is the next person in line for that top spot if they don't decide to bring JBL back, which I don't know. I don't know why they would do
I
that
like
at
to
this
call
point.
him John Cena 3.0.
I mean, what if John Cena, actually speaking of that, what if John Cena started commentating? What would
You know what? That would be fire. I could see.
No.
I could see John Cena being
No, you
really
couldn't
good at
see.
it.
No, you couldn't see that because you can't see him.
Sonny. See what he did there?
I'm not gonna ask you, Teddy, but do you, Stephane? Do you know who?
I'm black over here.
Do you ever heard of Gus Johnson?
I've heard of him, but I'm not familiar with his
All
work.
right. So Gus Johnson is a broadcaster. He was broadcasting for the Knicks for a brief amount of time. He was also broadcasting for college basketball, and I think he's been doing a lot of other sports because I feel like he got blackballed, which
Black balls again. That's
Yeah.
the second
It's
time.
like familiar to blue balls, right?
I love it.
will you stop? But anyway,
white
he's a really shut up. He was a really good commentator. I remember when he was commentating for the Knicks. Anytime he was broadcasting for a game, amazing,
So he made the experience better for you.
way better. And
Like Luke.
I always those two fucking Teddy. That is the commentator that always comes to mind whenever I hear Mauro Ranallo, because Mauro Ranallo elevates whatever he's he's working
Precisely.
to an entirely different level.
When he shouts "Tope Suicida," like you're so into it. It could be
Mamma
like
mia!
exactly.
Yes,
It
you can feel it.
But it's not like
Exactly.
it's not just him shouting out random shit.
He's
It's like
up.
he gets you from the ground level, builds you up, and then you're on a ride with him to that Mamma Mia, and you forget it. It goes
Precisely.
crazy.
Well, you know who else used to do that? And I know you love doing this impression. I'm going to let you do it. JR, when he used to get very excited. Go ahead. What does it sound like, Sonny?
By
Do it.
God, he got a family.
When
By
JR
God.
used to scream, it'd be funny. Oh, they killed him! They killed him! And he yelled at Lita, "You harlot! Are you happy, you harlot?" Like, that shit was hysterical. Oh, you son of a bitch! Like, oh my
Shout
God.
out to good old JR
But-
and JR's
oh,
barbecue
yes.
sauce.
Oh, shit. But you know who else wasn't bad on commentary and they only had that little piece? Paul Heyman.
Oh, no,
Because
he
when
was great.
when the King left, he was replaced by Paul Heyman, and him and JR had some good, sparring.
Paul Heyman is an amazing talker. It's naturally you put Paul Heyman in any situation where he
Good
is
stuff.
talking, it is going to be amazing.
Paul E.
Paul
Entirely
E.
agree.
dangerously cannot do any wrong on the stick. Like he can't. Like I don't think so.
Neither can I.
Really?
Neither can I.
Really? Those are the words you're gonna use?
Shout out to anyone listening.
I will choose to strike the last statement I made.
Too late. I
Too
took
late.
it. I took the stick. Okay, before we go, quick round table. Worst commentator ever? And this is even if it was a one-time commentating gig. I'm just going to throw it out there. Al Snow, if I ever see him in the street, it's on sight. Because he used to do Sunday Night Heat and give me herpes of the ear.
Byron Saxton.
Oh, shout out to
With his
Saxton.
Saxtonation. With his Saxtonation.
Oh, who's your worst? Who's your worst, Sonny? And don't say Tara, because that's fucking mean. We don't do that. We don't do that.
Damn.
That's her.
Oh, shout out to the Glamazon crying in the corner somewhere.
Are we gonna forget about Mike Adamle?
He wasn't that bad. Shout out to the former general manager of Raw, Mike Adamle.
But when he was when he was a commentator, remember they moved him to a
He
general
did.
manager
He
because
did.
he was
But
such
would you
a
say he's
fucking
the worst?
Wait.
Because let's not
guys.
forget, Mick Foley was a commentator
Wait,
at one point, too.
David Otunga.
Nah, he's
No,
not that
David
bad.
Otunga's good, man.
Nah, he's not that
He's
bad.
bad.
No.
He's gotten
Nah, you're
better.
bugging.
I will
He
give him
looks
credit.
good
He's
in a
gotten
Speedo.
better.
No,
He's gotten
no.
better, but he's not on that level where we're
Shout out to
talking
Mr. Jennifer Hudson.
JR. I know he's not on that level. He's not even on Corey
No.
Graves' level. That's why they bring him on pre-shows. Like,
You know what?
I don't,
There is somebody who
Shout out to Precum.
Oh God.
so
There was some.
pre-shows. Pre-shows.
Oh, sorry. I heard
Pre-shows,
different.
not pre-com.
Sorry.
His
Go ahead,
mind
son.
is in Newark.
Shout out to
There is someone, and I cannot remember who. You know what? They had on commentary one actor who was there for a cross promotion, and I can't remember who it was, but that was the worst person.
Freddie
ever.
Prinze?
I don't think it was Freddie Prinze, man.
Was it the guy that said it was Summerfest? Was it the guy that said, "Hey, this is Summerfest"?
I think so.
Jeremy Piven or something?
Yes, Jeremy Piven, who was
Oh,
on there with.
Entourage.
Yes, no, but he was there for a movie that he was promoting that Ken John was in. The Goods. I remember that. Yes, Jeremy Piven, worst commentator ever.
Yes.
If we're gonna talk worst, absolute worst.
Absolute dog
There
shit.
you go.
As we sit here doing this podcast, we could say to you all listening, it is not easy to put on a microphone and entertain people.
Definitely
But
not.
this episode was indeed entertaining. So, Sonny, shall we go home?
Yep, and that is a wrap for episode 64.
64!
Yep, of the You Like podcast. Of the
It's my new show, Sonny. It's my new show.
Yo, wait, Sonny. Tell him about Saturday Night Heat. Or
Saturday Night Sweat.
Saturday Night Sweat. We're starting that show. We have to tell them quickly before it rolls out.
So this is Sonny Sofrito with Saturday Night Sweat on the Midnight Storm. So you gals and guys, just sit back and relax, and I'm playing you the last hit by SWV.
Shout out to SWV. Oh, God. Book that.
All right, so thank you for joining us for episode 64 of the Yep, I Like Wrestling podcast. Please follow us on all social media at YEPIOW, and also search for us on all podcast platforms by searching Yep, I Like Wrestling. That is YP for Yep. And please check out our Facebook group, which is the Yep, I Like Wrestling Facebook group, which is where we have exclusively in the group, the unpopular reviews featuring Stephane Duviella, Chris Harris, Patrick the Full Nelson, April, the Brooklyn Wolf of Makeup, and many more guests to come. It is a live after show done on Facebook in the group, and is interactive and is a lot of fun. And you'll catch me and Teddy trolling the whole crew.
Not troll.
Yeah, you troll.
I comment.
Comments in a trollish fashion.
We look at Teddy's trolling and we just go, nope, we can't. We're not allowing it. We just keep going, and I
know
know
what's
it's
funny?
the systematic looking at, like, all of us are in different places when we record the show. So it's like when we see Teddy's comment, I know that I'll put in the group chat, oh shit, Teddy just said that. Don't respond.
No,
Nobody
I laugh when you guys come on and you just like, Teddy, I'm not saying it.
You fear the general manager.
And yeah, so that's about it. And we're going to be having some upcoming cool things. One of which, Elimination Chamber viewing party on February 17th
again.
at Jack Dempsey's.
He's got to do it again, though.
It's been years since we did our last viewing party.
It's like been
Stupid ass.
half a month.
Fire and desire. I don't know why I said that.
I have no idea either.
Saturday night sweat.
Saturday night sweat.
Fire
So
and
we'll
desire.
be here for Saturday Night Sweat. And the next day,
Shout out to B.
Saturday Night Sweat on February 16th and February 17th. Elimination Chamber viewing party. So,
Those are some sweaty pods. Sonny, this was fun. Sir, say goodbye.
Guys, thank you so much for having me. I am super happy. Guys, please join us for Unpopular Reviews every Monday at 11:05, Tuesday at 10:05, and Wednesdays at 9:05, immediately following your WWE programming. Thank you, Sonny. Thank you, my general manager.
Well, welcome, sir.
and that is inside the Yep I Like Wrestling Facebook discussion group. So, on behalf of today's episode, my name is Sonny Sofrito, and today I was joined by...
The administrator, Stephane Duviella.
And I was also joined today by...
the Velveteen Nightmare, a.k.a. the general manager.
Thanks for joining us. Take care. Peace out. Have a great weekend.
Harry Bactara. Bye.
We're here for you. You're home by yourself. If you're on your way home and you're looking for a wrestling podcast to listen to, this is Sonny Sofrito from Parts Unknown. And we're here for you. I'm here with the Velveteen Nightmare.
Velveteen Nightmare.
His name is Teddy, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm here also with Stephane Duviella. Can't believe I said it right, did you? Yeah. Thought I was going to fuck that up, didn't you? Yeah.
As long as I'm not botching my own name.
Too late for that one.
Shout out to Zack Ryder.
That was hilarious.
Fucking couldn't spell his own fucking name.
He said,
And you know I wrote it in my notes.
he legitly said, oh, they didn't spell my name right.
And
after
then he spelled his own
Then
name.
he goes, after Kurt Hawkins left the room, he goes, shit, I can't even spell my name right.
I literally wrote it down like, you fucking loser.
Shout out to Tara,
Oh, radio.
who's always defending Zack Ryder. And this is the Midnight Storm. Woo! We're going to do an all Ric Flair podcast for you. That's right. In 2
That's the
weeks.
voice you need to use for our movie podcast.
I am not using this voice for the movie podcast.
If you had a radio show, we should call it Sunday Night Heat.
Huh?
Said if you had a radio show, we should call it Sunday Night Heat.
Friday Night Heat.
Friday Night Heat.
Friday Night Heat. It's just you by yourself in your house. Friday Night Heat.
Or Saturday Night Sweat.
Saturday Night Sweat. So it's Friday Night Heat, Saturday Night Sweat.
What is this, sort of exercise podcast? What the fuck? Saturday Night Sweat.
Hey, with me on it, it's definitely not an exercise podcast.
You're listening to Saturday Night Sweat. Like, no, I'm not. I would never listen to that shit. Like, what is this, porn on? I listen to this?
Welcome to Saturday Night Sweat with Sonny Sofrito.
And I'm mad it had all the S's, too, and it works. Saturday Night Sweat, Sunday, and it works, too, with all those S's. Jeez. You're listening to Saturday Night Sweat with Tara and B.
Live from the Poconos.
Oh, God. The Poconos has never gotten so much promotion as from this podcast.
Mount Very Lodge.
Oh my God, shout out to Monterey Lodge. Lemons are good for your voice, Sonny. Learn your craft. I'm ready when you are. Start the show, man.
You know, it would have been like into our third dish by now.
You and Taro would have been into your third dish. They eat pot pies like they're going out of business.
Oh yeah.
Not all the time.
You gonna sit here and lie to this boy?
Last time I had a steak sandwich.
Steak sandwich.
Last week he had a steak sandwich, but for the past 6 months, him and Tara have been scoffing down pot pies as if they're going out of style.
Because they're fucking good, man.
Every week though.
Oh, dude, it's a religion.
It's kind
It's
of
a-
their, it's kind of their gimmick.
It's their gimmick.
It's a gimmick.
And then she's gotten Beige to do it too. But there are times when the two of them have had two each, and it's like I look at them and it's like, wow, they must be good. I've never had one, but they must. They
Yeah.
fucking love those
Yeah,
damn
this
things.
is good, bro.
You gotta try it.
Yeah, the Popeye. That steak sandwich was amazing, though. Matter of fact, you know what? That's what I want.